It's happening again. The Achilles heel of the Cleveland Cavaliers having a couple injuries and their inability to play with any physicality was on full display today as the Cavaliers get embarrassed by the gap year Boston Celtics, a team that doesn't even think that they can win a single game, just embarrassed the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were the Eastern Conference favorites. But these injuries and the inability to use any physicality is hurting the Cleveland Cavaliers yet again on a Wednesday night in October. Thank everyone that this didn't happen in the playoffs yet again, but at this point it's looking like it can. I know I'm too critical, but I'm just trying to be real here. Let's stop being delusional. Let's get to the real points and where the issues are. I'm Matt Palange with Cavs Digest. What happened tonight with the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics? That's what we're talking about today. So go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to this channel to stay updated with post-game, pre-game thoughts, trade rumors, injuries, all that stuff. All things, everything's Cavaliers. Stay updated because the Cleveland Cavaliers' embarrassing performance, this is where you want to come and see my or Darius' thoughts on the game because today was just unbelievably sickening of what happened with the Cavaliers. They were soft. They were bad. So let's start off by just quickly summarizing what happened. The Cleveland Cavaliers fell to the Boston Celtics 125-105 on the road. The Cleveland Cavaliers looked like pretty heavy favorites after they demolished the Pistons on Monday. It looked like the Cleveland Cavaliers were in a pretty safe spot. It looked like they were kind of getting into a groove of being pretty solid, and then they decided to pull up to Boston and get steamrolled and world-starred live on ESPN, which was an unbelievable, embarrassing performance. The game was never close. I know it was like within 10 at one point, but I promise you it did not feel like it was ever within 10. I cannot believe I'm sitting there doing some homework while I'm watching the game. I couldn't look up. I didn't even want to look up ever because every time I looked up, something stupid was happening. We're going to dive into what went wrong with specific players, and we're going to dive into the real issues. As I said, there's a big Achilles heel with the Cavaliers, as it seems like when a couple guys go down, they just give up on themselves. I am aware. Darius Garland is your starting point guard. Max Strus is your starting small forward. But the performance by DeAndre Hunter today is everyone can have a bad game. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he should just be benched because of that. He should not start when Strus comes back because the bench depth is really scary when it comes to scoring. So having DeAndre Hunter off the bench would fix a major issue because the bench cannot score. Merrill is out. That looks like it's hurting us because the Cleveland Cavaliers couldn't make a three-pointer. So Sam Merrill his stock went even more up on a loss. And when he didn't even play, that's how good Sam Merrill's been. Obviously, Strus's injury and Garland's injury have still been hurting the Cavaliers because their point guards now with Merrill not playing, it looks kind of rough out there. So now we're going to talk about that. So first things first, as I said, DeAndre Hunter did not play well. 5 of 17 in 30 minutes of play, 18 points. 3 of 12 from 3. He couldn't make a three-pointer. I'm very, very content with his defense. But the problem is no one really played defense, so I'm just like, did he play good enough defense to make up for it? I don't know. Of course, you can have a bad game. I do not think he played good at all. He shot under 30% or whatever. He did not play great. But, as I said, it's not like you should just, I'm going to hate on him. I would love to have him come off the bench, though, because I think the bench needs some help with scoring. And him not having to start, I think, will help him overall. So I have decided that I do believe that Max Strus starting is not a big issue at all, or even an issue in general, because the bench needs some scoring. And we're going to dive into the box scores so you're going to see more proof of that. But the biggest issue is the Cleveland Cavaliers' physicality and Jarrett Allen not being able to rebound. 6 rebounds, Jarrett Allen. Put the box score real quick. You'll see it. He's second from the top. I don't know why ESPN has DeAndre Hunter as 8 minutes, 2 for 5. He went 5 for 7 in 30 minutes, but ignore that. Jarrett Allen, 4 for 7, which is okay. 6 rebounds. Wait till you see the Boston Celtics box score, because I guarantee you over half of you haven't heard of half these guys that got double the amount of rebounds as Jarrett Allen. Double. I guarantee some of you guys haven't heard of them. The Cleveland Cavaliers got out-rebounded by 8, I think, 9, something like that, which on paper isn't bad, but in reality, 50 rebounds when your starting center has 6. If it wasn't for Evan Mobley and Jalen Tyson, who played unbelievable today, we're getting backpacked by a guy that was playing 4 minutes a game last year. Jalen Tyson's our best player. We got Donovan Mitchell, who should be investigated. It's kind of a joke, but the Cavs Instagram comments look real funny right now about Donovan Mitchell because he had 0 points in the second half. Am I mistaken, guys? Or did he really have 0 points in the second half? That's all I got to say. That was embarrassing. That was real embarrassing to see. But, yep, Jarrett Allen and physicality is the biggest issue. Kendrick Perkins said on Twitter an hour ago, I just don't understand how the Cavs talked about how embarrassed they were this offseason, but still playing with any sense of urgency and, most importantly, soft as hell. I thought they were on a mission this season. He's right. He's right. This Cleveland Cavaliers looked paper thin today. Looked like they could get scored on by me. I have a little bit of basketball experience, actually. I'm kind of a decent hooper, but let me tell you something. I'm not good enough to score on an NBA player at all, but it looked like I could have. Boxing out is something that this team just struggles with, and for some reason, this team wants to have Evan Mobley just chucking three-pointers. Can we chill? Can we chill with this? Evan Mobley is just shooting so many jumpers. He was so good last year when he didn't have to shoot, but he would stretch out and help. Now we have this guy chucking jumpers. This dude, Evan Mobley, I think over 50% of his shots at this point are jumpers. Can we relax? Can we really relax with Evan Mobley's just force shooting jumpers? Let's chill a little bit. Evan Mobley's probably been the Cavs' second best player this year outside of Merrill, and then Tyson. I was impressed with Tyson, but today he looked darn good. Joined the Digest team, by the way. But I just refuse to believe that just happened. That was bad, dude. That was really bad. But yeah, let's talk a little more about the game. Thomas Bryant, 0 minutes, just playing garbage time when Jarrett Allen isn't getting a rebound. Kenny Atkinson is looking brutal right now. He's having Evan Mobley chuck jumpers, and he's having Thomas Bryant sit for 48 minutes. 47 minutes and 30 seconds, my bad, because Thomas Bryant gets in there. Starters get pulled with 2:50 left. For whatever reason, we're pulling starters with 2:50 left. I'm sorry, guys. Let me chill. Let me talk. I'm raging a little bit. Let's continue to talk about the actual storyline of the game. Jarrett Allen, you got to get a rebound, brother. DeAndre Hunter, make a shot. But it's okay. It's not just your fault. Donovan Mitchell, 0 points in the second half. Are you serious? Are you really serious? That happened? That's insane, dude. Look at this box score, guys. Look 3 down. It goes Jaylen Brown, and then look the 2 guys below him. Josh Merritt had 14 boards, and Neemias Queta had 13 boards. I probably pronounced them wrong, I'll be honest. The audio was low when I was watching the game, but Queta and Marat had 27 rebounds. That's over quadruple what Jarrett Allen had. And that's double, or it's not double what Mobley, but Mobley and Allen had 17, they had 27. So, yeah, that's actually embarrassing that guys that you haven't heard of. I've probably heard their name once in my life, and that's probably because I was making fun of Boston or someone else was for their terrible lineup this year. But my Lord, that was embarrassing. Not this Darius Garland injury. Listen, I apologize. I apologize for anything, and we should all as fans apologize for anything that Darius Garland, for any hate we said about Darius Garland. I don't know why we did it. We jumped to conclusions. Darius Garland, we need him back because we cannot create shots other than Donovan Mitchell, and he didn't create anything. He had 15 points in 20 minutes and then just decided to stop showing up to play basketball. That was just disgusting. So Darius Garland, we miss you. But let's go over the box scores real quick in case you want to see them. DeAndre Hunter did not go 2 for 5. He went 5 for 17, 3 for 12 from 3 with 18 points. The rest of those look pretty accurate. Get a better look at it. See the point side. And then here's the Celtics box score in case you want to see it. We got smoked. It was a bad game. 125 to 105. The Cleveland Cavaliers fall. It seems as if their physicality, and there's a lot wrong with this team right now. It seems like when there's a couple injuries, this team just dies, and I just can't watch it. I couldn't watch it. It was a miserable game to watch. But long season left. I'm not jumping to conclusions, guys. I'm not giving up on this team. We just have to continue to fight through injuries. Sam Merrill, his stock went up a lot, and he looks really, really good this season. So we desperately want to see him come back healthy. We want to see everyone come back healthy. And we really, really hope that maybe some changes at the deadline happen if the Cleveland Cavaliers continue to have games like this, because it's really, really embarrassing. I think Atkinson needs to make some changes in the way he's playing. Evan Mobley needs to shoot a little bit less, and I think Thomas Bryant needs more playing time. That's my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of today's game. I know it was kind of a lot opinion based and a little bit of rage, but there was a lot of facts there with Jarrett Allen's lack of rebounding and just some injuries missing and the really, really bad performance for the Cavaliers today. But I hope you guys all have a good night. I'm Matt Palange. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and thank you guys for joining me here. Cavs Digest.